Right. So today we're diving deep into the French Enlightenment, like really getting into it.
Buckle up.
Yeah, exactly. Think revolution, think those big ideas that shook things up and, still resonate today.
It's amazing, right? Like, we're talking about guys like Voltaire, Rousseau, Diderot. They weren't just, theorizing in some ivory tower.
Oh, absolutely not.
They were out there, like, actively shaping public opinion, pushing the boundaries of what people thought.
Right, like Voltaire, he's kind of famous for being a bit of a rebel.
You could say that.
Definitely, with that sharp wit and his satire.
Oh, yeah, he knew how to use words as weapons.
He did. Like, Think Candide, that novel of his, it's brilliant, but it's also like this takedown of,
The whole optimistic worldview that was popular back then.
yeah, and the church and, like, basically anyone in power, all through humor.
But, Voltaire's impact goes way beyond just being funny, right? I mean, his whole thing about freedom of speech.
Oh, totally. Like that quote, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's powerful stuff, and it resonated so strongly back then with people wanting, intellectual freedom.
And he paid the price for it too, right?
Oh, yeah. Exile, censorship, the whole 9 yards.
It's wild the risks these guys took for their ideas.
They were passionate, that's for sure.
So we've got Voltaire shaking things up with humor,
Mm.
and then you have Rousseau, who comes at it from a completely different angle.
Right. Rousseau, he's more about, I guess you could say, the noble savage concept.
The idea that humans are good, but society corrupts them.
Exactly. And that was, well, it was pretty radical for the time, right?
Totally. How did that idea influence revolutionary thought?
Well, I think it tapped into this growing feeling that society was unequal, unfair.
Right.
And then you have his book, The Social Contract, which basically argued that power should come from the people, not from some king or divine, right?
Oh, okay, so directly challenging the establishment.
Head on. And that idea, it planted the seeds for a lot of revolutions to come.
Wow, so while Voltaire is out there fighting for individual liberty, Rousseau is looking at the bigger picture, the structures of society itself.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. They were both pushing for change, just from different perspectives.
Different angles, but same goal. Fascinating.
That's kind of what makes the Enlightenment so cool, right? This diversity of thought.
It wasn't just one monolithic movement. It was a whole bunch of brilliant minds.
Clashing and collaborating and pushing each other further.
Exactly. And speaking of brilliant minds, we can't forget about Diderot and his encyclopedia.
Ah, yes, the encyclopedia. Like, imagine trying to put all of human knowledge into one place.
It was basically like the Wikipedia of its time, right?
Exactly. A massive undertaking.
It wasn't just about facts, was it?
No, not at all. It was very much about spreading Enlightenment ideas, challenging the status quo.
Oh, I see. So like hidden messages within the definitions and stuff.
Exactly. Like, for example, the entry on political authority. It questioned the whole idea of kings having divine right. It was. And it was effective, too, because it got people thinking, questioning.
So it wasn't just a collection of knowledge, it was a tool for social change.
Precisely. And it caused a lot of controversy, too. The authorities tried to censor it, ban it.
Of course, they wouldn't want people getting those dangerous ideas.
Exactly. Which just goes to show how powerful knowledge can be, right?
Absolutely. The encyclopedia was like a Trojan horse, bringing new ideas into people's minds.
And those ideas, they had a huge impact on shaping the way people thought about society, about freedom, about everything, really.
Wow. It's amazing to think about the lasting legacy of these guys, how their ideas from centuries ago are still relevant today.
It's true. And it makes you wonder, right? Like, what would they think of the internet, of social media?
Oh, that's a good question. Would they see it as like the ultimate tool for spreading knowledge and sparking debate?
Or would they be worried about the potential for misinformation, for control?
Right. It's a double-edged sword, that's for sure.
It is. And it's something we all need to think about, I think, as we navigate this new world of information.
Absolutely. So there you have it, folks. A deep dive into the French Enlightenment, its key thinkers, and the enduring power of their ideas.
And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to go out and start your own revolution.
Maybe a digital one this time.
Maybe so.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Until then.